Sorry about that. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the morning. Well, it's not the morning movie chat today. Today we're going to be talking about some new comic books hitting the shelves today. Normally we do the morning movie chat here, here during the mornings, here Monday through Friday. But today, so it's a little bit slower. I just don't really have as much to talk about. And we got some new comic books hitting today. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, and there's a few of those things that I wanted to talk about today because you know what? I found out some very disturbing things out there just the other day from watching a video by your boy Zach. I'm not sure if you guys watch your boy Zach. He's certainly not for everybody. I realize that not a whole lot of people may like him or his content. Maybe have different views than he does, and some people don't like watching that. And hey, man, I totally get it. I think your boy Zach is a hilarious, funny dude. He always makes me laugh, so I enjoy going and watching, just a lot of his videos and stuff like that. But anyway, I mean, he's always funny. He's always funny and entertaining, and just has just funny takes on things. So if you guys don't, like I said, if you guys don't like him, I totally get that. But before we really get into that, I did want to start off by talking about something that just dropped this morning. I know everybody's already out there streaming about it. I've seen Josh from the Den of Nerds started his live stream talking about this same thing. I seen Darth Daddy. He went and did a nice little live stream right after this thing dropped, and I see my good friend LB from the Lonely Banter is currently doing a live stream talking about the exact same thing. We're all, I seen RK, Ryan Kennel from RK's Outpost. I've seen, did Drunk 3PO drop one yet? I don't know, man. Everybody's talking about this thing. Everybody's talking about this thing. This new Star Wars Clone Wars, the final season trailer that just dropped this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta tell you, one thing right off the top is I've never watched any of the animated Star Wars stuff. I know a lot of people told me that I would enjoy it because, largely I gotta say, it looks pretty dang good. And this trailer that they just dropped this morning, I gotta say, it looked sick. Like I was watching the trailer and I was like, oh man, like I may have to go. I may have to put Disney Plus subscription to some use and go and watch these Clone Wars cartoons and maybe do some videos about them and give some reactions. Maybe I can join Mad Max and all the stream buddies, or is it what is it called? Binge buddies. Maybe I can join Mad Max and Christy and Darth Lunga and all the different binge buddies and go out there and become a binge buddy myself. You think? You think I might fit in good with them people? I think I might. I don't know. All I gotta say is, this Clone Wars trailer, it looked really, really good. I quite enjoyed seeing it. Like I said, I never really watched many of the cartoons or anything, but I was watching that trailer. I seen it. It just popped up in my subscription feed this morning. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to go watch this. And I'm probably got a lot to catch up with. How many seasons did he got? 5, 6, 7? I don't know. I don't know how many they got, but that trailer looked pretty good. I thought it was pretty fire. You should definitely go out and check out some of the other reactions that have been out there. Like I said, I noticed I seen Ryan Kennel from Arcade's Outpost. He did one. Josh from the Den of Nerds did one on the Den of Nerds channel. Darth Daddy, Daddy Lunga, he did one. And also, like I said, LB from the Lonely Banter is currently doing one as well. I'm sure throughout the day we're going to see more and more coming out. I think I seen Chillmonger, my boy Chillmonger. I seen him do one. So you guys might want to, go check out your subscription feed and see who else has reacted to this thing. Because I gotta say, I thought it looked good. I really did think it looked pretty good, and it's kind of actually got me psyched to, have something to watch and go in and watch this whole series of cartoons. But anyway, if you guys happen to check out this trailer, let me know what you think about that down in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and get ready to move into some next topics. But before we do that, I do just want to say right off the top, I want to say thank you to all of the Patreon supporters who make all of these live streams possible. All of these people are really awesome people who have donated some of their hard-earned dollars here to the channel. I do greatly appreciate that. I'm going to have a live stream coming up here probably at the beginning of the week for everybody, for all my Patreon supporters. Going to try to do some more exclusive content just for them. And, there's actually a couple of videos up there that I got specifically just for them that you guys might want to go check out. And also, there's something else I will fill you guys in a little bit more. I got something else that I want to be doing here pretty soon with the channel and just some other creators out there. Let's see. We got United Comics Universe says, I'm just stopping by to show respect and support. Also, hit that like up and share. Well, thank you so much. You guys should definitely go check out United Comics Universe. Great dude. has a great channel. You can tell this dude is a nerd about his comic books. He loves his comic books, and well, hey man, I'm down with that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he's a well-spoken gentleman. You guys should definitely. He's a nerd like me. I've seen. He's been doing some live streams in the evening, and man, I'm telling you, he's as nerdy as me. Like he could sit there and flap his gums for a long time about just these comic books and theories and stuff like that he has. Very interesting stuff. Make sure you go check out United Comics Universe. Maverick Pilgrim, thank you so much for being here. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day. I've seen you were over on the Den of Nerds live as well earlier, watching the stream. Always a good time, you know. Josh was cracking me up this morning. Wolf Warner says, on break from teachings, stopping through to holla. What's up, Wolf Warner? Can't wait to see your new comic book day pull list from this week, man. If you guys haven't checked out Wolf Warner, go check out his stuff, man. He's got a great attitude and he's very upbeat in his videos. It's great. He's just like, next up. Good stuff. Good stuff. You guys should definitely go check out Wolf Warner. B-Level Star Wars, thank you so much for being here. He says 2003 Clone Wars greater than 2008 Clone Wars. Are you, like, when you say 2003 Clone Wars, that's not like that. No, I haven't seen any of it. I'm guessing you're still talking about the animated series there. Something I'll definitely have to. I definitely got to go check out because, like I said, this new one, this trailer that came out for this final season or whatever, it looked pretty fire. And I'm not really into like watching TV shows or anything like that, but you know, I think for like cartoons, like animation like this, I think I could definitely tolerate it. But for some reason, when it comes to like TV, I'm just not into that. You know what I mean? Like Mandalorian was okay. I enjoyed watching that, but a lot of the TV shows, I'm just not into watching. The MCU shows on Disney Plus, I'll make an exception for those. But largely, I just don't like the TV format for a lot of shows, and I think it works well with like sitcoms like Seinfeld and Friends and stuff like that. That's just fine because they're just what they are. I think it really works there, but I'm not so into it with like I said, like the like all the, you know, regular TV shows. You know, I want a movie or something. You know, like even the Agents of Shield, which Agents of Shield is one of those few shows that I actually watched every episode and really did enjoy. I know a lot of people out there don't feel the same as me. A lot of people didn't like Agents of Shield as much as I do, because I really like that show. I don't know what it is about it, because it don't have the biggest budget, it don't have the best production or anything like that, but for some reason I always did like the Agents of Shield show. So I'm gonna go through and probably catch up on these seasons of Clone Wars. So I'll definitely make sure to check that out. B-Level Star Wars says the CG Clone Wars was one of the first things to really disrespect the source material of the Star Wars EU, but a lot of normies liked the show. What's the CG Clone Wars? I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to check. I'm gonna go watch those B-Level, and I'll probably see exactly what you're talking about. And again, like I'm not really into like all of the EU stuff. I haven't read any of the EU stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll get into that. But yeah, I'm sure I'll check it out, and we'll see how it is. I'll do some reviews of it and let you guys know how I feel about those. He says nothing wrong with being a normie, but you can't say you're hating on the new trilogy for breaking the lore if you're a fan of the CG Clone Wars. Yeah, again, that's one I don't really know about. When it comes to like any of the EU stuff, I'm certainly a normie when it comes to that stuff. Like when it comes to Star Wars, for me, that all that has really just existed in the movies. For me, for the most part, I haven't, like I said, not really into the TV shows or the cartoons or the animation and all that stuff. But I'll definitely have to check those out. I'll definitely have to check those out. But like I said, when it comes to the Star Wars universe, I'm more about the movies than I am. But that comes with anything. Like I was saying earlier, I'm more about the movies than I am with all of the extra lore and stuff like that. But yeah, I totally hear you. He says, I used to be really into the show before it started doing massive retcons. I was disappointed. Still, the new season won't link into the Battle of Coruscant, start of Revenge of the Sith. Oh, it was disappointing. Still, the new season won't link up into the... Okay, yeah. And again, that's not really anything... like I said, I'll have to look into that once I start, getting into the cartoon seasons and watching those. I'll know a little bit more about what you're talking about there, B level. So yeah, I'll check that out. And you know what? I've been meaning to get a hold of you maybe about next Friday, man. About next Friday, see what we can do. See what we could do together, man. So look forward to hearing from me here pretty soon, B level. Fanjecture, thank you so much for being here. And guys, before I even get into what Fanjecture is getting ready to say here, his comment, I want you guys to do me a favor. Go. Let me see if I can do this from here where I'm at right now. I want you guys to make sure that you. Oh man, that's not totally not what I meant to do. Oh man, what's going on here? Oh man, what's let's see. Okay. What I want you guys to do here is I want you guys to go to Fanjecture's channel. Go to Fanjecture's channel and make sure that you subscribe because what's going on here? What is going on here? Fanjecture, if you're still here, could you do me a favor and drop your channel link down in the comments? You guys need to go subscribe to Fanjecture. Tonight they're going to be doing a live stream. They've kind of got this whole little bracket thing going on. It's really fun, and the more people there, the merrier. It's going to be that much funner. As go through these brackets today, he's going to be talking about, oh man, who is it? Guy Ritchie films. Going to be ranking Guy Ritchie films, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be fun. You guys should go check it out. I'm not sure what time it's going to be at, but you guys should definitely make sure that you go and check out Fanjecture's channel for that. No, getting into what he says here. Fanjecture says, I only watched it once so far, but it gave lots of chills. Fingers crossed it's a fun ride. Yes, yeah, like I said, that trailer looked really fun and exciting. Again, I mean, I guess it kind of pulled me into wanting to watch these animated shows. I mean, I've been wanting to watch them, but I seen this, I'm like, ooh, this looks good, and I might actually want to check this out. LB from the Lonely Banter says, I am here. Thank you so much for being here, LB. I was watching some of your stream earlier as I was just getting things ready. I didn't get a chance to comment or anything, but I was watching there for, I don't know, for about 20, 25 minutes. Gray Council says, what's up? And yeah, I was gonna say I seen Gray Council. I said here at the top of the show, the Gray Council. Daddy Lunga, he did a live stream as well, talking about this new Clone Wars trailer as well. The Senate, I seen you there in some live chats as well. I think I seen you on the Gray Council's video. I think I seen you over on LB's channel as well. Definitely staying active this morning. Shouldn't you be in school, young man? Just kidding, man. Fanjecture says, you liked Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Unsubscribed. Yeah, dude, seriously, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of those few shows that I actually liked. Seriously, I do like that show. No kidding about it whatsoever. I liked it. And for me, a lot of it was Clark Gregg, because I like Clark Gregg. I think he's a pretty good actor, and him just playing Agent Coulson seems to work for me. But not only, I will tell you, though, through that first season, I think it was the first half, but maybe it was after the first season. But I'm thinking definitely after the first season. I was thinking about after the first half of the season. I was like, man, they need to speed things along here. They need to get some better plot points and a better story going, because Clark Gregg can only carry the series so far. But I do like it. I definitely do like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. Lonely Band says, why we gotta be normies? Why we gotta be normies, B level? Well, I mean, for one, I mean, I hear what you're saying there, but when it comes to and that's the thing, is because one thing I don't like is when people are saying what fan level of people are, or people worried about that, oh, you're not a real fan of Star Wars. See, and normally I would have a problem with that, but here's not saying that we're not real fans. You're just saying that we're normies. And I'll tell you, when it comes to Star Wars, when it comes to the EU, all the TV shows and all that stuff they done, I'm pretty much a normie. I'm into, I grew up with this stuff. I love Star Wars, but I'm only really into the movies. I haven't got into reading any of the books or something like that and knowing all that lore. So when somebody calls me a Star Wars normie, I can accept that. Because I haven't really read into a whole lot of stuff. I'm into the movies. I'm into the lore of the movies, everything that it's done in the movies. I've always enjoyed the movies. I haven't got into any of that. So I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to accept that I'm a Star Wars normie and not like one of the hardcore nerds into it. But the thing is if somebody comes out and says, I'm not a real fan because I don't read you or anything, well, that's when I got to say somebody's full of shit. But that's not what he's saying here. I'm willing to accept that I'm a normie. I'm willing to accept that in this case. Yeah, certainly. And like even when it comes to the comic books and the MCU and stuff, I'm no professional by any means, but I can honestly say I'm not a normie at this point. But yeah. But I'm willing to accept that. Curtis Wisey, thank you so much for being here. Cousin Angel of Yonkers says I agree with B Level. That 2003 Clone Wars was my shit. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I'll go through and watch that and let you guys know. I'll do a stream or do a show or something talking about that. AFK Bard, good morning. How are you doing this morning, sir? The Great Council says, smash that like button. There's only 4 likes. Come on, dudes. Come on. You gotta smash that like button. If you're here on the show live watching this, you gotta make sure that you take and you smash that like button. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, man. After the other day, man, I just getting too into the wrestling thing. You know, it was like this thing with Biggie Shaq and yeah. Anyway, let's see. Fanjection says at the Great Council, you beat me to it. Well, thank you guys. Star Wars Santa says, hey, put that D plus subscription you used to binge. I need to. I mean, believe me when I say my kids are doing it. They watched all of Gravity Falls, which is a really funny show. I'm not sure if you guys watch that, but I'm watching. I'm like, whoa, like. And have you seen that other show that's there that Disney does? Is Star and the I can't remember what it's called. Star in the Weirdo Universe or something. It's a pretty crazy show. It's a pretty crazy show. Like, I'll watch it sometimes. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? School doesn't start till 9 today. All right. Fair enough. I wasn't trying to tell you what to do because, believe me, when I say the Senate, like, I used to ditch school a lot when I was in high school. As a matter of fact, I'm a high school dropout. Anyway, Curtis YZ says, I couldn't help. I couldn't do it. Yep, it was slow from all I saw. Okay. The Senate says, yeah, probably talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. there. Ghost Rider was the best thing about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I got to tell you, he's not lying there. The Ghost Rider stuff was great. What's his name? That played in the new Terminator movie? He played as Robbie Reyes. He did a great job in that show. I really did like the Ghost Rider stuff in there. It was really well done. The great Ghost Rider season of Agents. Yeah, see, even Cousin Angel of Yonkers knows. Chillmonger says, when it comes to Star Wars, you're a Padawan. Yeah, probably for the most part. Yeah, like I said, I like the movies and stuff. I've really been into the deep lore of it or anything. Rob Boswell, thank you so much for being here. Aggressively Relaxing says, there's a lot wrong with being a normie. Look forward to a 90% of Star Wars YouTube channels pretending like they have seen an episode of the cartoons. Cracking me up as always, man. Aggressively Relaxing is great. And dude, I've got to get I've got that audio stuff all done. I've got to get that queued up and sent out to you. But I've got that all done. I'm looking forward to seeing that video too. Plus, I'm working on a video about that exact same subject matter as well. Chillmonger says, I see 11 likes. Well, they must have just increased because it looks like we got 13 now. Curtis YZ says, perfect ranking system, chill. I consider myself Jedi Knight level. Right, there we go. Yes, can I, do I have to be a Padawan? Can I not be, what was Anakin in in the second movie? What was Anakin in there, you know? Remember, he wasn't quite a Padawan, but, you know, maybe he was. Was he a Padawan? You know, when he was, why can't I be a Jedi in training, man? Rob Boswell says, Hulkamania! Oh, yeah! Keely Chow, thank you so much for being here. Fanjextra says, Myrtle was on point last night. Yes, I know, Myrtle kind of gets out of hand sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to reel him in and keep him going, but, hey, I think he did all right. Coffee Breath, thank you so much for being here. The Senate says, both Clone Wars were badass. I like Grievous in 2003, Clone Wars the most, though. All right, I'll have to check that out. He says, I did school as well. You shouldn't ditch school. Finish your schooling, man. Get it all taken care of. Trust me, just, like, I'm one of the exceptions to the rule. I dropped out, and I just, you know, things are all good. But, you know what? Just finish it out, bro, and get through that, and you'll be all good. Trust me. After that, life is yours. You can take life by the balls and do what you need to with it. The Lonely Banter says, I don't like being called a normie because I don't care about the EU. Sound like some elitist mess there. Yeah, I can agree with that. But again, I mean, he's not judging your level of fandom saying that you're not a real fan. He's just saying you're a normie, and I'm willing to accept that. Now, if he said that I wasn't a real fan because I haven't watched this stuff, then we'd have some problems because then I'm saying, like, who are you to judge who's a fan or not. You know what I mean? Just because somebody got like, and I was talking about this one day too. Just because somebody got into Star Wars last year doesn't mean they're not a real fan. It just means they're a new fan. And that doesn't mean that they didn't put in, a year and a half of hardcore work getting into the EU, getting into the movies, getting into the TV shows, and just soaking up everything that is Star Wars. So I don't like when people judge other people's level of fandom, but saying I'm a normie, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Rob Boswell says, I want to be Vader level. Cousin Angel says, I'm not going to lie, I'm a Star Wars normie. I'm proud of it. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. He was a Padawan. Hey, Padawans are badass too. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anakin got S-rank midichlorians. It didn't matter. That's funny. For the love of movies, thank you so much for being here. He says, I have a confession. I have never seen the Clone Wars. I'm right there with you, Kobe. If you didn't catch it earlier, my brother, I haven't seen any of it either. So maybe we can be not Clone Wars buddies. We haven't seen Clone Wars buddies. It's all good. Fanjexter says that Lonely Banter, great cancel, agreed. Even though I've read a small amount and enjoyed some. Yeah, and see that's the thing is like to me normie is fine because I'm not as far into it, so I think it's a little bit fitting. But like I said, saying I'm not a fan, just casual fan or anything, I mean that's ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to some new things. Now I had a video drop this morning already. I did some reviews. Actually, it was last night. I dropped it, but it's a video that I've got re-uploading right now. It was a video I did on reviewing Excalibur and Marauders, the two new Dawn of X titles that came out this week, and I'm re-uploading it because something weird happened, and I'm glad that Chillmonger pointed that out to me. In the video, it cut out for whatever reason. It completely stops and says something went wrong. Like if you're watching it and all of a sudden there's a content strike or something, or this video has been removed by user. So I've got it re-uploaded and everything, and that's probably going to be dropping here after the stream that I got re-uploaded, so it doesn't interrupt anything. Because I don't know, I found it annoying. But if you guys haven't been keeping up with the Dawn of X series, the Dawn of X titles, I gotta tell you, these two new ones that came out this week, you gotta go see my excitement in the video. These two were both legit. Now, Marauders, I've really loved Marauders so far in the first place, but this issue just seemed to confirm a lot of things that I've been talking about here on my channel, a lot of things that I had seen and predicted were going on, and like Sebastian Shaw literally said some things in here that I've been saying throughout all of these books that he's been wanting, and here he lets his full intentions be known, which kind of, it brings up questions for me. We'll talk more about this on Saturday during the Saturday Comic Connection show. It brings up some questions for me about how he is there and there are people there on the island that can read Sebastian Shaw's mind. And of course, people have brought up that he's worked with telepaths before, so he probably has ways around that. But how is he getting away with doing what he's doing in this book? How is he getting away with sabotaging everything the mutants are working so hard for? But not only that, that brings up some other questions that I have in this one right here. Excalibur issue number 6 was another great issue. Excalibur is one of those titles I really struggle with because I've liked seeing I've liked watching this, reading this series. The story itself is good. The writing is what I haven't liked in it. And I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, it's some of the character dialogue, some of the character interactions. The characters seem not so familiar with each other, yet they know each other. I don't know, but they act like children, dealing with each other sometimes. I mean, a lot like the New Mutants. Like in the New Mutants, a lot of the characters seem insufferable in their interactions and just the way they talk with each other. I mean, they seem like, oh, and I hate using the term millennials and all that stuff, but because it's probably beyond them, it's probably Generation Z or something. But they're just really catty, and I don't like it. It's not so bad in this book as it is in the New Mutants, but this one right here, just like the character interactions, they just seem, there's some sort of a disconnect here. Like even when we get Gambit and Rogue together, talking, they're in love, they're married, and all this stuff. Even when they're having some of their interactions together, they just don't seem right. They just don't seem right to me. I don't know what's going on with that. But the story here is really good, and I like what this story this particular issue 6 does with the Excalibur story, because again, just like in Marauders, there's something about Apocalypse. There's something going on with Apocalypse here. I mean, he's just, I don't know, man. Like, he's obviously working with the mutants. It doesn't seem like he's working against them, but he's got something going on here in these books, and I don't know what it is. I just don't fully trust him here. But not only that, what he's doing here in this book, what we see him doing towards the end of the book, has me questioning his motives and things like that. But it also has me wondering what's going on with Sinister. You know, throughout the Fallen Angels series is pretty much all we've gotten of Sinister. And I just have this feeling that Sinister is kind of up to no good as well. So we've got Apocalypse, Sinister here. They all seem to be up to no good. We've got Sebastian Shaw seems to be up to no good. We've got all the mutants together on the island, and what's going on here? How are these guys getting away with doing what they're doing? How is Professor Xavier letting all this stuff go on? Because it's not like Professor Xavier doesn't know. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot going on here that we don't know about. Hopefully we learn over these next handful of issues exactly what's going on here, because there's just some really fishy things going on here, guys, with these guys, with these characters. And I knew it too the second that we got all these mutants together and they're all holding each other's hands and singing Kumbaya together on the new nation state of Krakoa. They're like, I knew from the start, it's just they can't live in harmony. There's got to be something here, man. And it's all starting to come to all starting to come to the surface, and it's really, really, really got me questioning everybody's motives here. Especially, like I said, it's easy to question. It's easy to question Apocalypse's motives, Sebastian Shaw's motives, Sinister's motives. But I'm telling you, I'm still so curious about what's going on here with Professor Xavier. His motives just there's something going on here with him, especially Eric Lyncher. Like, Eric Lyncher is the one that's kind of got me the whole time. Like, man, I like him. He seemed pretty hardcore. I like where he's going with stuff. But even him, I'm still kind of a little at a little bit of unease with Magneto as well. I don't know, man. If you guys have any clues or ideas on that, let me know down in the comments below what it has to do when it comes to these guys here, because I'm telling you, I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know about these guys. I just don't know. But these both of these issues this week, guys, were excellent reads. If you guys haven't been keeping up with these, I would suggest definitely keeping up with Marauders, because it's been absolutely great, man. Like, I don't know. It's been great. Like, it's not all the high flying excitement that I get out of X-Force, but everything that's going on in here is just really great stuff. And then Excalibur, like I said, this issue is actually really good. I do like the way that this one ended up. Like I said, Excalibur is not one of my favorites, but I have a feeling everything that's going on in this series is going to have some big ramifications for what's going on overall throughout these Dawn of X titles and all the X-Men all together, because of what's going on with the other world and how that affects the real world and just stuff like that. So yeah, just some really great stuff. Let's see. Oh man, you guys are being active here. Okay. The Great Council says at Fan Gesture, yeah, man, I have consumed a lot of Star Wars content in my 45 years, EU included in there. There's a lot I like. Judging as a normie, because I like the CG Clone Wars, I take issue with it. I'll have to check that out. Kenneth Cohen, thank you so much for being here. Ryan H., Den of Nerds, executive producer, thank you all for being here. He says, the third best part of my morning. Third best? I'm guessing that's because Josh went live and then LB, right? I know you're not talking about that Great Council guy. Are ya? Or did War Stew put out a video this morning? I'm sorry. I had to go there. Anyway, I'm guessing the third best part of your morning, because I'm guessing the best part of your morning was waking up and smelling that Folgers in your cup. Waking up to your beautiful wife laying next to you. That's two. And the third one is waking up and rolling over and ending that Den of Nerds live stream to come here to my live stream and hear my beautiful voice talk about comic books and this Star Wars trailer that just dropped this morning. I know that's what it was. Thank you so much for being here, Ryan. Rob Boswell says, Marauders, F the world. Woo! Yeah, definitely. But that is as far as I will go on that subject. To respect Trinity Stream. No, you're all good. You're all good, Darth Daddy. You're all good. He says, all I saw was a fuzzy picture for 5 seconds. Yeah, see, and on my phone, it kept kicking me off. Like, it kept ending the video. So, I don't know. I'll see how it is on my desktop and see how that goes. My stream better have been one of those 3. No, I'm telling you, Great Council. It was the coffee, it was his wife, and then it was me. It was coffee, wife, me. Coffee, wife, me. That's Ryan's priorities in life. Aggressively says, everyone is a normie compared to me. Don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about that. Senate says, I want EU because I get bored reading things with no pictures because I'm dumb like that. That's funny. Fanjector says, I always recommend John Jackson Miller's Knights of the Old Republic run. It's fun. I'll have to check that out. Senna says, Lucas himself preferred comics because he is visual and didn't read EU books. It's not dumb, just processing differently. Yeah, I like the art to go with it too, but I like reading books too. But when it comes to books, I like reading nonfiction stuff, so I'm not really into the fiction thing with books. It's really odd. You know what it is that ruined it for me was The Stand by Stephen King. I read that book, and I was like, ooh, man, like, you know, and I was a kid too. I was like, there's really no need to read anything else fiction in my book, in my eyes. Kenneth Coleman says, on the topic of X-Men comics, I gotta be honest, I've never really been able to get into any. Anyone know a good starting point to try again, or a particularly good storyline? As far as X-Men comics, like old ones, I can't tell you because I haven't really read a whole lot of the older X-Men comics, but I will tell you, if you want something new, read Jonathan Hickman's reboot in the House of X and Powers of X series. Those are absolutely great. You can find them on trade paperback. I think it's on trade paperback right now. If not, it's definitely on hardcover. Definitely go check those out. They were really great. You don't really have to read anything to get up to speed or anything because it fills you in on a lot there within that storyline. But definitely the House of X and Powers of X. And then moving on after that, I would say, if you get into some of the newer series, I would say definitely read X-Force and Marauders. X-Men is another good one. It's just like the first handful of issues here have been slow going. These last 2 issues have been really great. They've been really great. New Mutants, it's okay. I don't know that you have to read it, though. Let's see. Ryan says, at the Great Council, 4th best part of my morning. That's aggressively says, I've read every book in the Disney EU. They are all great. I started reading out of spite and was going to make videos about plot holes, contradictions, but it won me over with quality. Nice, but I still want to see those videos aggressively. Let's see, I'm a little behind here on the chat here. Ryan H says, at Kenneth Cohen, the new Lance is a good starting point. The new Lance. I must have missed something there. Friend card revoked. That's funny. Friend Jexter says, Caddy, how? It's funny. I always thought the original run of X-Men with the core 5, they were always catty to each other. Yeah, but no, like they're just the way, like, it's different. They're acting like children. Like they're acting like people do on Twitter. That's kind of how, I guess that's how I mean, is that they're acting like that. I'm not really sure how else to explain that. Chillmonger says, Sinister was in Amazing Spider-Man 2, Out of Place. Really? I'm going to have to check that out because I didn't read this week's issue yet, or the issue from 2 weeks ago. I got to get caught up on those, and yeah, I'll see how that is. Interesting. And that's something I've largely not liked about the Amazing Spider-Man ever since The Hunted ended, is they're doing all these crossover books with it and everything. They just need to stop that. They've got, the best thing that they've had spin out of the Amazing Spider-Man books is The Amazing Mary Jane. The Amazing Mary Jane has been a freaking fantastic run, guys. I know there's probably people in here going like, Amazing Mary Jane. I'm working on a video on it right now. But Amazing Mary Jane has been great. And it's sad to say that it's one of the few Marvel titles I actually look forward to reading every single month. Leah Williams has been doing a great job writing it. I would suggest you guys go check it out. I realize maybe you don't like Amazing Mary Jane. Maybe you don't like female-led comic books. Maybe it's all good because it's not for everybody. But it's really well written. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's delightful. It's a great read. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm going to save it for my video that I'm working on it. But yeah, I rewatched X-Men Apocalypse last night. So bad. I'm going to have to rewatch that, because I remember seeing it before thinking like, it's not the best, but I didn't hate it. But I remember seeing it thinking like, it's okay. It's certainly no Dark Phoenix. He says, I see George knew how to do it. According to Christy, thank you so much for being here. According to Christy, I'm not sure if you were here earlier, Christy, but I'm probably going to join you and the binge buddies as soon as we all get on some Clone Wars and get caught up on that, so I can watch those and join the binge buddies. Can we be binge buddies, Christy? Firewater, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a good day. Says, how is everyone? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Aggressively Relaxed says, mutants will live in harmony till the end of organic life in this continuity, according to Powers of X. Right, yes. Very good point. Let's see. Cousin Angel of Yonkers says, anybody like Cameron Hodge and the Right? He is one of my favorite villains. Cameron Hodge, why does that sound so familiar? That sounds so familiar. I feel like I'm forgetting right now. According to Trish, says, Great Council, Maxie put the damn StreamYard link on Twitter last night. Oh man, what? I must have missed something. Joe Mark says Folgers. Gressfully says, Second Street, did you read Venom the End? No, I didn't read. I don't read Venom. I know I probably should have. Maybe at some point I'll go and read the trades or something, or maybe I'll wait for them to come on. Well, some of them are probably on Marvel Unlimited. I'll go back and read some of those. Ryan, she says 1, 2, and 3, bing bang boom. Firewater Effect says, dude, what are you even talking about? Oh, right now we're talking about some comic books. Cousin Angel says, the original Marauders in the 1980s were assholes. Huh. Yeah, I haven't read those, but the Marauders going on here, I could say they're kind of that, but they're out there doing a good thing. It's the Marauders. I don't know. It's different. Again, it's just the way the characters, like some of these people are friends, are fighting together, and just the way they're acting, like really, like come on, guys, grow up. Max Santiago says, Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender. I'm guessing he's talking about a recommendation for Ken. I'm guessing that was that Ken or Ryan asking about that. Uncanny X-Force by Rick Remender. I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. Probably a good recommendation. The Senate says, Stephen King wrote my favorite book. It's the only book I would ever read again, and that's the Dark Tower series. That book is fire. I was going to say, I know my father, he read all those as well. He had all those. A good jump on at 2004 is Astonishing X-Men. All right, we'll have to take note of that. Max Santiago says, X-Men Gold loves X-Men God Loves Man, Kills by Chris Claremont. Okay. X-Men God Loves Man. Okay, check that out. Max Santiago, that comic is a classic. Okay, we'll see. There's some great recommendations already. X-Men Trade Paperback Mutant Massacre by Chris Claremont. All right, another great one as well. And from what I've heard, Chris Claremont had did some really great writing with all of the X books and things that he was involved in, and I think he created quite a bit too. So yeah, definitely. X-Men Executioner song by Scott Lobdell. All right, very good. Christy says okay. Build up on the Mutant Massacre was crazy. Grey Council says, Trend, the 6th spot on Stream Junkies is a rotating guest spot. So anytime you want. Awesome. Yeah. I can be part of the Binge Buddies. I get to be part of the Binge Buddies. Oh, yeah, brother. We're going to build up this whole Binge Buddies thing. We're going to be buddies. We're going to binge. And I like Binge Buddies only because it sounds a little... It sounds a little, I know. It sounds a little homoerotic, and I think that's funny about it. Maybe that's what'll get everybody on board. And it needs to be the Binge Buddies. Stream Junkies? Come on, that sounds like you're ripping off Scream Junkies, and who wants to rip off them? All right, anyway, guys, so the next thing I want to get into, guys, is indie comic books. So, something... I think, I want to work with, I'm going to start a new challenge here pretty soon called the Vault Challenge. I'm going to try to get some other people in the comic book community involved with it. Kind of what I want to do is I'm going to drop a video talking about it, but kind of what I want to do is I want to start this thing called the Vault Challenge, where basically I want to see if we can get 5 to 6, maybe a few more comic book content creators out there that enjoy reading comics that want to participate in the Vault Challenge. And basically what that will consist of is us going out and doing something similar to Binge Buddies. But what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll buy a trade paperback of a Vault title. Okay, we'll buy a trade paperback of a Vault title, read it. We'll have say 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to read the trade paperback and then send it to the next person on the list. We'll have each other's addresses. Send it to the next person on the list. You get it in. You have about 2 weeks to read it, do a review on it, and send it to the next person down the list. And what we'll do is maybe once a month, or every couple of weeks, I don't know. We'll see how often we do it. We'll shoot videos reviewing the books. We'll get them all together. We'll put them in a big, or maybe we'll just do it in a live stream or something. And then at the end of it, at the end of 6 months or whatever, we'll do this big old thing, concluding the Vault Challenge. And the Vault Challenge is just really to see is, does Vault Comics put out a bad comic book? I haven't read a bad title out of Vault yet, but I will say that Perry Comics, a great person here in the comic book community. He's absolutely great. Goes and does these comic book lurkers live streams. He really helps promote a lot of the comic book YouTubers. But he's already said that Test is a bad one. Is a bad title, and I'm like, okay, is it bad, or did you just not like it, and it's not for you? Because something can still be good, and you just didn't like it. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe somebody else likes it. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of it. But we're talking about bad. Is this something that's truly bad? Is there one that can we get one that has more of a vote of, okay, this is more bad than it is good. That's what it's all what it's going to be all about. And that's kind of what I want to start there is, get a handful of us together and do something like that. But the other thing I wanted to talk about along with those and the indie comic books is because guys, I was mentioning at the top of the video about your boy Zach. I realize that not a lot of people probably watch your boy Zach. Maybe not a lot of people like him, in the comic book community. He's critical of comics and comic books. He's an independent creator himself. He does Kickstarter campaigns, Indiegogos, and stuff like that. But the thing that he does is he does these sales on Chronicon. The sales of comic books, basically, and it's not actual sales like what's going out the door at retailers, it's what retailers are buying to sell in their shops. A lot of shops know their clientele and really only order books that they know that are going to sell. Some of them they order lots of because they have incentive covers and things like that. We get the alternate covers and stuff like that. It's ridiculous stuff going on within the comic book industry. I get that. That's not what I'm here to argue. But what he was talking about is he was going through the Chronicon sales, the sales figures. Dang it! And he got towards the bottom of the list, and I found something kind of disturbing. I mean, I'm happy with it, but towards the bottom of the list are these great independent publishers like Aftershock Comics. They got a lot of their titles that are sitting there at the bottom of the list, the bottom of the sales. And that's fine because I'm sure Aftershock Comics has only been around since, 2016. I think they've been around since 2016. But they're doing some great horror titles. They're not one of the big 2 or even big 3 if you want to consider Image one of those. They're not one of those companies, but they probably have this comfortable place in sales where they know what sales they're going to get. So they probably have a certain set of expectations. The same could easily be said for Boom Studios, IDW Publishing, maybe even Dynamite, even Vault Comics, and different things like this. But guys, when it got there towards the bottom, I was kind of disturbed. I'm kind of man, because Vault Comics, they just came out in 2017. They've been putting out some of my favorite titles that I've been reading, guys. They've been doing absolutely great titles, and we need to push more of these books out there, guys. We need to do something to help these guys get more sales, because a lot of them were falling under 2,000, 1,800, 1,500, and stuff like that. And to me, that's kind of disturbing. They need to be getting more because a lot of these books are really, really great. So that's why a lot of my comic book reviews, you see, I don't do as many of the Marvel titles, mainly just the hotter titles. And if there's any you guys want me to cover, I'm more than happy to do that. But my main focus has more been lately on pushing some of the indies. Like Boom Studios has been doing a really great job with these titles. I actually seen Folklords was really low on the list as well, and Folklords is a great fantasy tale that you guys should definitely be reading. I know Perry Comics has really liked this series, and he's been pushing it. As well as several other people out there in the community have been as well. I noticed this other young lady. I can't remember what her name is. The comic book, is it the Comic Witch? The comic, I can't remember. I can't remember her name. I'll have to look it up. But she's been talking about a lot about indie comic books as well. But Folklords is a really good, really great fantasy tale. Once and Future has been a really great tale as well. They're trying to resurrect King Arthur, and King Arthur has actually been resurrected. In case you can't tell by that cover here. Really great stuff being written by Kieran Gillen with art by Dan Mora. Tamara Bonnevillain has been doing a freaking fantastic job coloring this book. This book is a beautiful book. Boom Studios puts out really nice books. The print they use and everything, like the covers, the really nice stuff. Folklords has been really great. If you guys like medieval, like a medieval fantasy tale, this one's it, because this kid's got like getting visions of the future. He's designing his own suits and everything that he's wearing, and dreaming of this technology from the future, and he's living in the past. A really great fantasy tale. One I think you guys should definitely go check out. But guys, I'm telling you, Marvel and DC, they have some good titles coming out. They have a few and far between. I mean, it's really something you got to be picky about. But I'm telling you, guys, we need to get more attention to these comic book publishers, these small publishers. After seeing those sales, I'm like, man, these companies are way deserving of a lot more of these, a lot more sales. And I'm telling you, these two right here from Boom Studios have been absolutely great. Once and Future, Folklords, go check them out. Go check them out. Just the same as another one that I've got here, Vampire State Building. Another great read. I'm not into like vampires and like zombies and all that stuff, but that's been a great one. It's on a Blaze Comics, and they're a small publisher out there. A newer publisher. One I think you guys should definitely check out. But like I was saying earlier, Vault Comics, like guys, these guys need to get these guys need a boost in sales. These guys have been putting out great books. What I've read a lot from Vault have been a lot of like horror titles, and they are absolutely great at that. But they've also got like Sarah and the Royal Stars, which is a really great medieval fantasy tale. It's telling like some lore about stars and constellations. It's a female-led book, so it's got a strong female main character, and she's not one of these characters that's terribly written where she's got to be walking around talking about feminist agenda this or that or anything. It's just a well-written character that's just female-led, and it's really great. Sarah and the Royal Stars is one I think you guys should definitely check out. This one right here, Heist, or How to Steal a Planet, issue number 3. I haven't got a chance to read this, but this is another great one. It's somewhat, how would you say? It's a heist book, obviously, and I would say it's somewhat cyberpunk, maybe. Maybe not so much. I don't know. It's futuristic. I mean, imagine Guardians of the Galaxy meets a heist story, I don't know. Think about something like that. It's really good. This book is another great one that I think you guys should read. Another one that I've been talking about here that you guys should definitely go check out is The Plot. The Plot on Vault Comics as well. It's a great horror series that has some great art that matches the story, it matches the tone. Everything about it is great. These books should be blowing a lot of these Marvel titles out of the water. Some of these DC titles out of the water. You guys should be going out to read and support some of these books. Go to Vault Comics website. Go check out their books. They even do these things like they even have some things on there like if you can't afford the prices, like they understand that they're willing to work with you, like where you kind of name your price, anything reasonable, I'm sure. Go check them out. Vault Comics, man, I'm telling you, they've got some great titles. They've got another great title called Black Stars Above that I'm going to be doing some reviews on as well. It's written like a book, but it's like this. It's a really great kind of like supernatural tale that takes place back in the 1800s, and it reads. The thing about it that's so great about it is it reads like a novel, like a book, but it's got pictures and everything. It's really great. Again, I'm telling you guys, these books need to be pushed. I need your guys' help. to get sales up for these guys, to get out to your local comic book shop and demand that they get these books in, or at least buy them so the local comic book shops know to get more of these titles because they've been really good. If you want something out of the superhero genre, I mean, because really, let's think about it, guys. That's largely what Marvel and DC has is they have the superheroes. You want something more than superheroes? There's way more great books out there than just superheroes. You get things like Heist. That's a great heist book. If, like I said, if you like the Guardians of the Galaxy, Heist is something that you might enjoy. Vampire State Building, if you like that. If you want some medieval fantasy tales, if you want something that's a little more risque, something a little more adult, go check out Vault Comics' Money Shot. It's a hilarious book, it's like a porn parody kind of thing. It's not like super graphic or anything, but basically what it is, it's about these scientists who are trying to fund their research by with crowdfunding, kind of like all those independent creators creating comic books out there on Indiegogo and stuff. But they're doing this by live streaming themselves having sex with aliens. It's hilarious. It's a hilarious book. I think it's one that you guys should definitely go check out. You guys need, I'm telling you, please, guys, please do me a favor. Go out and support some of these titles out at your local comic book shop. Buy one book, buy 2 books, buy them and check them out. If you don't like them, do a review on them. Reach out to the comic book community and do an A-OK. Send it to somebody else and let them review it. Let them read it. We need to get some of these comic books more prominent, man, because I'm telling you, Vault Comics has been doing a great job. Aftershock Comics has been doing a great job. Last night, Perry, on the Comic Book Lurker stream, he was talking about Mad Cave Studios doing a great job with their books. Cave Pictures Publishing has been doing a great job with their books. I'm currently reading 2 titles from them. I'm reading The No Ones. Actually, that one's ended. The No Ones, written by Jim Kruger. It's a great one that's in the same vein as like The Watchmen, kind of a post-heroes kind of world. Really great stuff. And they've also got Shapes on Cave Pictures Publishing, one that's a little more aimed towards younger readers, about this young kid who's a gamer who gets sucked into this video game, and it's kind of like real life and it's affecting the real world, and he's finding out this mystery of his father who's been missing for a while. I'm telling you guys, go check out these books. We need to get sales up on these books. I'm telling you, a lot of these independent books, these small publishers, should be beating out the sales for these bigger books out there being created by Marvel and DC and even Image Comics. Image Comics has some great titles out there, but they're kind of one of these bigger ones. And I'm not really to push a whole lot of Image, but Image got some great titles out there as well. I'm not saying that, but a lot of these other smaller publishers need more push. They need more people getting their books into their hands, and I want you guys to go out there and help me. I need you guys' help to get these guys' sales up because they need it. A lot of people are talking out there, even like your boy Zach or Ethan Van Sciver will be out there talking about how the comic book industry is failing, and I'm telling you, that's an absolute lie. It's not failing. What it is a lot of these sales are going into these small publishers, these publishers who deserve to have these books being read. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I wouldn't say it's publishing, but I would say that a lot of us are going to these indie books where we got great writers creating great stories, their own stories, and creating those. And maybe if we can get good sales for these small publishers, maybe some of these great writers will be able to get larger titles writing for DC, writing for Marvel, and bringing us better tales than what we've been getting. Although I've got to say, my boy Dylan's Comic Book Rants, he did an interview with one of these writers just the other day, and it was a good interview, but there was something that this writer said in this interview, and I'm just saying, like, no. I'm still gonna buy his book and everything like that. I don't judge people on their own personal politics, but he said some shit in there. I'm just like, get the F out of here with that, bruh. Seriously? Seriously. How dare people get work in their industry? How dare people go out there and decide to accept a job, an acting job in their industry? Like, how dare an actor go out there and do that when they could have said no to the money and let somebody else get that movie role? Fuck out of here with that stuff, man. Anyway, yeah, guys, I'm telling you, go out and check out go check out Vault Comics. Go check out Aftershock Comics. Go check out Mad Cave. Go check out Cave Pictures Publishing. Go check out their websites. Go to your local comic book shop. See if they have some of these titles in the shop, and support them, because I'm telling you, I've read a lot more over this past year. I've read a lot better books, a lot better stories, a lot better characters by any of these small publishers than I have out of Marvel and DC. And I'm not saying that Marvel and DC are terrible, but like a lot of their stories, they're lacking the fun and excitement and the anticipation and the world building and the character building and the well-written characters that are in these small print publishers. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get here through some of these last comments before I call it a day here. We got Dylan's Comic Book Rant says, "What's up? How are you doing?" Nerdy Blurb TV, thank you so much for being here. Kenneth Cullen says, "Or did Wars 2 put out a video this morning?" Yeah, man. And I'm not talking trash about Wars 2. Hey, man, Wars 2 used to be my boy, man. And then one day, like, he started acting like a little bitch. Like, even my wife was like, "Man, you kind of act like a little bitch," because he's still a funny dude. After he kind of wigged out on me, he was messaging me and shit on Instagram. I unsubscribed from his channel and stuff. And I just like, dude, bro, if you don't want help, like if you don't want a friend, you don't want somebody helping push your videos and stuff, like, fine, bro, I'll just leave you alone. I'll just leave you alone. So I done that, just that. I stopped following it. I think I still follow him on Twitter. I just stopped following him. Like, cool, bro. Like, I was just helping promote your shit because you don't do a great you don't do a good job being a personable person online and on social media and stuff. Like, I'm sorry you don't have any friends. Anyway. Anyway. Enough of that. Dylan's Comic Book Rants, thank you so much for being here. Nerdy Blurb TV, one of my favorite content creators here, dude, and he's one hell of an editor. You can find his link down in the description here on this video. Dylan's Comic Book Rant says, so salt to book titles, my shop, so salty, book titles, my shop didn't get, so I missed out. Luckily, I read Folklords 1 and 2 on digital. It's great. I gotta read Once and Future next. Yeah, Once and Future is really good. Cousin Angel says, "It's sad that there's no comic book shop in my old hood of Yonkers." Man, that does suck, man. Comicron. Okay, Comicron, whatever. Snow Dub, what's up, my brother? He says Yenner check. That's funny. Yenner. We went from gender check to Jenner check to Yenner check. Now that's great. Biden touches horror titles. Yeah, horror title, not horror. Oh, he says, "Damn, you guys got some great recommendations." Yeah, they recommended some great titles up there. Max Santiago says, "I started Dungeons and Dragons Infernal Tides. Came out like 2 weeks ago. Yes. And it was fun, almost like playing the game." Yeah, I was going to say, I've seen those coming out, those Dungeons and Dragons. He says, "I have to order Neon Future, and I'm interested in something fantasy, so I'll check out those 2 recommendations of yours." Well, yeah, definitely check them out. I think there's some really great reads. Folklords and Once and Future, definitely. But, Sarah and the Royal Stars, don't underestimate that. Sarah and the Royal Stars is a good one. Neon Future, as a matter of fact, is really great, and they're going to be starting Arc 2, Volume 2, starting here in the next couple of months. And he said, "I'm going to check out the Heist book," which is the publisher. Vault Comics is the publisher of Heist. Definitely good stuff. Chillmonger says, "What did the writer say?" Oh, personal politics? Man. Oh, he was he was talking about Scarlett Johansson and how she accepted these movie roles of, that were for people of color. The fuck out of here with that shit, man. Scarlett Johansson is an actress. She gets offered a role. Why should she not take it? It's stupid. She was doing that. She was actually producing this other movie that was going to promote people who have been disparaged in the world, and people had a problem with it. So she backed out from taking the role, and even backed out from being a producer. People like that are what's ruining shit. You're ruining people from getting the spotlight put on them. For people who are trying to help the situation, people like you are hurting that. You're getting in your own way. That guy needs a blue check mark. He needs a blue check mark. It was ridiculous. But again, I'm not mad at him. People are entitled to have their own, their own views and stuff on stuff like that. But dude's got his head shoved way up his ass. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it was something he said, not you. It was something you were talking to him, and he just kind of offered this stuff up, and I'm just like, I feel like LeBron James. Like, you just offered it up. I'm like, why the hell would you say something like that? You sound like a little 12-year-old kid kicking and screaming in your room. Ugh. 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 Great Count says YouTube beef Trinity versus. No, man, I ain't got no beef with that dude. Like, I like the dude. I like the dude. It's just like he was just acting like a little bitch one day, and and I told him, I was like, hey, bro, like if you don't want to, if you don't want to be cool, it's all good, man. I told him, I said, I'll leave you alone. It's all good. It's all good. I don't have any beef with Wars, dude. I'm telling you, dude, like, dude is one of the people who made me want to do YouTube. He made me want to be a content creator here on YouTube. He's one of my inspirations. Yeah. Wars dude was one of my inspirations, and then I don't know. I don't, like I said, I had nothing against the guy. He's a cool dude. He just doesn't get along with people very well, I guess. Maybe he just don't know how to interact with people. Maybe that's all it is. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. Like I said, I've got that video. I'm probably going to re-upload. I've got it re-uploaded already. We'll see when I'm going to drop that, maybe like late tonight or something. But make sure that you go check it out. It was my review on these Dawn of X titles. But that's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up or give it a thumbs down if you don't like it. It's all good. I don't take it personal, but while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Go out and support your local comic book shop. Support some of these small print publishers, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.